Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes. Hi friends, it's Dylan, and today we are finishing out this What If wave, starting with the deluxe figure, the Hydra Stomper. Really nice aesthetic on this thing, pretty pleasing, just cast in this plain plastic, though I feel it's fairly accurate to the style of the show, if not, more heavily in shadow. But you do get all these spots that are painted with a glossier OD green to help that stand out, which is fine, which is nice. Louver's a little crooked there on the chest plate. Nice soft rubbery belt that gets out of the way. Same with the rungs here. These are sculpted and molded into there. Just however they've done that, but so that you're not going to tear them off. They're not all brittle, which is fine. But this is all unique here. You get all this nice sculpting, antenna, pliable. Same with the shoulders. They're socketed in, move with the unit. You get all this heavy plate steel with like bolted through. Little bolts everywhere. Everything seems to be, they would have painted over all of it. Sure. Gun barrel here painted a slightly different color. So it's really just those couple of colors with a few accents that could have been done, say, in a clear plastic. But this is great. It's great. Bottoms of the feet, you get the treads. The feet are the worst of this thing, man. It just you can't even stand this sucker. It's ridiculous. He will be falling over on you all day long. Going over the articulation, though. Head is on a ball joint up here. Moves around quite well for this machine. Yeah. Okay, we'll get back to that. Shoulders on ball joints here, and they will rotate all the way around. Bicep cut. That'll swivel. Everything is single jointed. You're not going to get much out of that anyway because of the heft of the unit. This waist is socketed in there, much like, say, the Ironmonger figure. So he will rotate all the way around, and that's also where you're going to get any kind of pivot at the waist, diaphragm, nothing really forward, really nothing backward to speak of either. But that waist will twist all the way around. Legs ball jointed in. And you can see that hinge there, sort of a thigh cut, in that this will rotate around on that ball. All the way if you need it to. Oh, look at that, I'm destroying it. Oh, you're just destroying me inside. Single jointed knee, comes back that far, binds up on all the stuff. It's just this great big sort of hinge on the lower piece. These will come out decently far. Forward, they kick up 90. You can come way out there like such if you need to, if that's what you're into. Comes back pretty well as well. Down here, these are socketed into this piece, just this preposterous peg way up in there, and this fat ball. So it'll hinge back a ways because of the way that's constructed, as well as forward. And you do get rocker hampered a little bit by the lower leg housing. But these are nice and pliable, so they get out of your way. The real issue is that it's just so insubstantial. You got to get it just so for it to stand. He came without heels. I guess Howard was no Tony, so, you get what you get. And for a minute here, we don't even get a head. Pretty happy with it overall, though. That's pretty much the worst of it. The colors are real plain, but again, I think it fits the aesthetic of the show. And he's going to be trying to fall over. You just get those legs all dynamic. But it's just a suit. So in a lot of cases, I just like to have it just standing there. Just this imposing hunk of metal, which is plastic. You just lay there a minute while we find your head. For accessories, our slip and fall guy comes with an extra pair of hands, as well as that rocket pack, and a couple of upsized clear plastic blast effects for flying off to that Nazi disco. Thanks, bro. Why don't you take a disco nap? See you later. You don't even need that, huh? He's all right. This metal jumpsuit just need to be held. Look at that, though. That's sharp. That's sharp right there. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Here we have the Watcher Build-A-Figure. Built already. Who wants to watch me build the damn thing? Frankly, this was more difficult to build than any Build-A-Figure I've ever done. The pieces really did not want to go together, and then they don't want to stay together. He looks really nice, though. Looks really nice. This is, of course, from the titular What If series, but from all of Marvel as well. And then technically it's an MCU thing, so he fits in anywhere or nowhere. It's this sort of animated design, but it looks really nice, right? Look at that face. And frankly, that's the nicest thing about it, is this head sculpt. You get all of this cloak work here, his robes flowing. You can see it's textured on the inside of this cloak here. Cape, whatever's going on here. Shawl, his toga, I don't know. Sculpted sleeve over here. Everything, this is a single joint, this is a double, but everything is pinless, again, all the way through this wave, which is great. Really nice folds and sort of an extra spray of some darker paint even. But as we get into the articulation, so you have this head way up on the super long neck that he must have picked up specifically when he picked up the robe. You know, this piece ported in on the back here. Everything is this soft, pliable material. Gets right out of your way. Shoulders socketed in, come all the way up here. They rotate around. You get a nice bicep cut. Double joints. Comes all the way up here. That's right, 2 joints. Yes. Wrist, peg. Other side is the single jointed, and there's no bicep cut because they didn't want to break up the sculpt or, you know, laziness. Pick one. This is fine. This is hinged in here. Because of the way this drapes, you can't get too carried away, but sure you can. It just looks ridiculous, right? But who says he can't do that? You have this diaphragm cut here. It gives you a little back, a little forward, and all the way up here, he's actually got double jointed legs, but why? I don't know why. Because you're not going to be able to use any of that. Ankles, you're going to get the rocker. You're going to kind of need that stuff to pose him around a little. And that's kind of the problem is as far as those things go, is not much of a figure in that regard. He's just going to kind of stand there and he likes to watch. Which is fine. Perfectly acceptable. As for accessories, nothing. Which is not terribly acceptable. Figure something out, man. I don't know. My mind always keeps going back to the Absorbing Man, Build-A-Figure, and Sandman, and so on, with these swappable parts and all this cool stuff. Instead, we just have to fixate on the little highlights, like, ooh, look at the little gold and the lines and whatever on this piece on his chest. Oh, look at the eyes and how there's some shading around it. Right on, bro. It's just like the Build-A-Figure becomes sort of an afterthought. Even though they've done a little here and there. It's fine, though. He's fine, right? You're just going to stand it somewhere and hope it doesn't fall over and wipe anything out with a wrecking ball of a head. So we have our hulking Hydra Stomper at about 9 3/4 of an inch to the top of that antenna, and the Watcher hitting about 9. Here is our Iron Giant next to Peggy and T'Challa. Strange Supreme and Spider-Man. Boy. Teenager? Maybe he's in his... Yeah, sure, teenager. And the other 2 figures from the wave, Zombie Captain America and Nebula. Here he is next to a couple of other Marvel Legends big bots. That's the Iron Mongoloid and the Mandroid. And then we have the Marvel Legends 2 Emo for Pizza Spider-Man and the Jazzwares Halo Spartan Collection Mark 7 in red. We'll go ahead and give Watcher that same run through with the other wave mates. They all at least look really solid together. from the alternate universe where everyone sports a cloak of some kind. And then these two round out the what-if comparisons. For fun, how about King Thanos and old Nicholas J? He'll be keeping an eye out. I know, I'm terrible. But some of you get the other level that works on. And finally, here he is next to another recent BaF, the far superior Wife Smasher Colossus, and the Marvel Legends Morning Coffee Mostly Bucky Cap Deadpool. So, in the end, I am happy to have both of these figures. More so maybe the deluxe figure, the big slamming robot suit. You know, that's a little more fun to play around with, even though you have a pain standing him. Just get them legs going crazy. Get them legs going crazy. And the Watcher, his legs can go crazy, but they're all jammed up under that cloak. So there's not a lot of playability there. But he does look really sharp. Better to watch from afar, as it were, you know? Who doesn't want a Watcher on the shelf? There's that select one from years ago, but they just don't match. He's got all this paint detail, looks all airbrushed and crazy. It's super like muscular, almost reminiscent of those like muscular dog shirts from the like 90s. What is he even talking about now? But yeah, I'm gonna give that Hydra Stomper. I'm gonna give that a 4.5 out of 5. We're gonna dock it to half a point just because he can barely stand, and maybe it's a little simple in the design, but I feel like it's just a lot of shading you're seeing for other details. I think that thing looks sweet. What are you gonna do? Use actual translucent plastic, light up features, maybe on a deluxe, but you know what? That deluxe was like deluxe price, I think, and I just paid something outrageous for that Vulture. That Watcher is hard. I'm gonna give it more of a 3.5 because you know, he looks nice, but really that toy sucks, man. That toy sucks. The articulation's all stripped down on the other arm. The right arm even actually looks a little shorter than the left arm. Can't use a bunch of the articulation they wasted a bunch of time on. And no accessories. The hell. If you like this, leave one and let me know. Let me know what you didn't like. Subscribe if you want to see more of this, and tell your friends. Thanks for being here, everyone.
I got fingers on my lips. Toys that I'm touching, I don't want to put them down. Instead, I want to talk about them. Yes, fresh. Smell the plastic that I crave. I want to shop. I can't be having Bruce Banner. I'm Dr. Rubber Band on Bruce Jenner. And you can call me Dr. Jenner. We can talk comic books, but we're here to talk toys. Be proud, make noise.